Hi traders, so in today's video I will show you a strategy that you can learn in no time. This strategy is different than the other strategies you have seen on YouTube and other platforms, and it is because I was just looking around the other platforms and I saw that many um, so-called traders and signal providers or forex YouTubers, they almost always tell you that the strategy that they are showing you is perfect and it works because they tested it for 100 trades. And actually, yeah, 100 trades is you know is not nothing, but the issue is that you have to backtest a strategy for a minimum of 4 to 5 years if you want to see how it works in real life, because the main problem is that basically you will see good trades in a row and bad trades in a row, and the majority of people, when they are in a winning streak, they think that they found the holy grail, and when they are losing, they feel horrible. And the problem is that if you want to be a good trader, you shouldn't feel these extreme emotions, because if you feel these extreme emotions, it is a it is just a sign that you are not a trader, but you are a gambler. And that is a huge difference. So I decided to make a video series about strategies that I actually backtested for 5 years. I am a Forex trader and coder for many years, and I backtest my strategies with the highest quality tick data. And actually, I backtest my own Forex robots for not just 5 years, but for 20 years, because I trade for investors and I trade my own money, and bigger accounts. And so, but that is just an extreme testing in and optimizing session. And 5 year is quite enough to see how a strategy works and if it really works, because most forex YouTubers who are showing you strategies, they only backtest the strategies. Even if it's 100 trade, they usually backtest for 1 or 2 months or maybe a year, but that is really rare. I haven't seen so much of that. So all the strategies I am showing you here are backtested for 5 years, and I coded them all. So this is the first one. Now let's see the entry rules. I don't want to bullshit too much. Let's see how the strategy works. Now the buy entry rule is the following. As you see, we are using Bollinger bands, and actually we are using only Bollinger bands because, and most people don't really know how to trade with this indicator. They usually trade with this indicator in a too simple way, and simple trading is most of the time not bad, because if you just make your trading too complex, it will mean that you will probably blow your account. If you are a beginner and you don't know what you are doing and you put like 100 indicators on your chart, if you are a pro, it is completely different, because there are no rules if you are winning. It sounds strange, but if you learned how to trade actually in the markets, and you become a profitable trader, you will you will have the ability to decide that if you are gambling or not, and you can tell if you are gambling or you are trading, and you will treat gambling and the trading differently. And on your big account, you will only take the seriously and strictly the trades that follows your strategy's rules, because that's the only way to make it in the Forex markets. Now, let's see. The buy entry rule is the following. We use one Bollinger band. The length is 20, the standard deviation is 2, and what's different from the average Bollinger band strategy or Bollinger band just itself is the offset, which is -5. So I will show you all the rules, and then I will show you example trades, because that is the most important part. But it is really important to write down the strategy's rules and don't break them, because the human mind is a tricky creature, and you can easily be fooled by yourself. And so that's why we establish and create a system, and we follow the rules of the system that we established. So let's see the sell rules, or rather, let's see what we use for sell trades. Now, for sell trades, we are using the same, and it is because I didn't want to make this strategy too complex for beginner traders, because with this video I want to show a simple and manageable strategy to beginner traders, and a strategy that won't blow their accounts. So let's see the rules. Now, the rule is the following, and listen carefully. It is not that hard, of course. If you're a beginner, everything seems like it's complex, but it is really not. It is the most simple strategy in the world. So when the price crosses below the lower band of the Bollinger Bands, then you take a buy trade. And the sell entry rule is when the price crosses above the upper band of the Bollinger Bands. So with this buy and sell entry rule, we basically established when you will enter a trade. And of course, you should use the -5 offset. Now, let's see the exit rule, because it is really difficult for to understand for beginner traders, but actually if you only care about the entry rule, you will fail in Forex trading and in trading in general, because you have to care about the exit rule just as much. And in this video, I care about the exit rule more than the entry rule, because I want to show you that you can be profitable if you care about the exit rule and you follow the exit rule precisely. So the buy trade exit rule is the following. The price crosses above the upper band of the Bollinger Bands. It is obvious, you want to close your buy trade when the price is higher. The sell exit rule is when the price crosses below the lower band of the Bollinger Bands. It is obvious too. You want to sell your short trade in profit when the price is lower. It is simple. And if you have a losing trade, basically in trading, if you are a beginner, you have to understand that the most important rule is to have a statistical advantage. And that means that you should have, if you have 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, a little bit higher amount of winning trades than losing trades. And if you have basically, you know, a much higher take profit than stop loss, so on average you have higher amount of pips when you are winning than you are losing, then you don't even have to have like many winning trades. If you have a couple of winning trades and a ton of losing trades, you are still in the positive, and your account is growing. And it is because let's say you lose one, it is bullshit. Let's say you lose 10 pips on one trade and you lost like 10 fucking trades. That is really bad. You lost like 100 pips, but your take profit exit and your average winning trades are somewhere 50 or 100 pips. So basically you lose 10 trades but you win 1 or 2 and you are in positive. So that is a key thing. Now I have one other rule that I want to show you, and it is really, really important, because when I coded this strategy and I backtested it, it seemed like that this is actually one of the most important rules of this strategy. And this is why it is different than the other Bollinger Band strategies that are really similar to this one. And one or two simple rule to the exit strategy can transform it so much. So it is really, really important to pay attention to the exit rule. And I say this with thousands of optimizing and backtesting behind my back. So it basically says that the second rule is, when you want to exit a trade, is that after 350 minutes, close the trades if the price crossed the middle band of the Bollinger Band. So it is an additional condition to the first condition of exiting trades. It is really simple, and I will show you what I mean. We will use a 15-minute chart, and I will show you example trades. Now let's see. Here is a buy trade. What did we do? We did the same thing that was our strategy. So the price crossed below the lower band of the Bollinger Bands. As you see, I have the -5 offset, and set this because if you don't set it, you won't get the same results. It is really important. And we took a buy trade. Now, as you see, the time passed, and we didn't really get so much, so a valid cross below or above, sorry, the Bollinger Bands, the upper band of the Bollinger Bands. So we closed the trade after approximate. These are not, it is an approximation. I would say close the trade based on my optimizing of the EA in MT4, MT5, and C algo, is to see that it really works, the strategy. I do this all the time. I test in 3 environments, so with slightly different tick data. So basically, I want to say that I would recommend to use a range of from 300 minutes to like 400 minutes, and close the trades between that range if it crossed the middle line. And as you see, it crossed the middle line many times, and it is above the middle band. So the approximately 400 minutes crossed. 400 minutes on the chart is like 27 candles approximately. The time passed, we closed the trade. Now the following is, you know, the price crossed below the lower band. We took a buy trade, and we waited the same amount of time, approximately 400 minutes, and we closed the trade. And so let's see the following. I want to show you some examples because that is an important part, you know. So I want to show you different examples and not just one kind of, you know, I want to show you all the examples for the entry and exit conditions. We don't have many entry conditions, but in the following videos with different strategies we will. So as you see, we had a nice cross below the lower band of the Bollinger band, so we took a buy trade. And here we had a nice buy exit signal, and this is the first condition, not the second condition that we saw in the last trades. And one more thing, that with my strategies and with my EAs, one of the most important rule that I have is that I always carry one trade per currency at once, because I see that most people want to trade all the time, and it is like a fucking addiction. It is. But if you want to succeed in this place, in this market, you can't do that, because you will blow your entire account. So it is a strict rule, I know, but it works for me for years now, and for my investors and my customers, so it should work for you too. I know it's hard. And also diversification is key, so use different currency pairs and carry one trade at once. So this is the reason why we don't always you know, buy and buy again, because we already have a buy here and we wait for the exit. So this is the reason. Now let's see. So here we have a cool sell entry, so we enter the market with a sell trade, and we exited this sell trade here. It is really nice. It is a really powerful short trade. And at last, I want to show you a losing trade as well, because you know, all these scammers show only you know, the winning trades. It is bullshit. We are traders. We have to manage risk, and if you don't learn how to manage risk, you will fail. So our you know, just success depends on how we can manage risk, and if we have overall better and on average better winning trades than losing trades. So let's see. As you see here, it was a great entry, and we had to do it. And then it crossed multiple times, but we haven't took another trade because we already had one. And after like 400 minutes approximately, somewhere between the range that I told you, we exited the buy trade because we had to, because this is the rule. And it of course closed the or of course crossed above the middle line, so we could do that. Now this was the strategy that I wanted to show you. And if you are interested in more strategy video and just explanations, I would like to help you. And if you have strategies that you want me to code and test and then make a video about it, just you know, just tell me and I might do that. So stay focused and stick to the rules, and you know, be a pro. Ciao.